Hey everyone, this is Lisa Marie Nicole, and this is Rockin for God. And today is a special I'm having right now. We started a few minutes earlier, so if you're watching this, you could go back and watch the beginning of it later. And I am talking to John Benko. He's live in Lourdes right now, and he's at the grotto. And he's not going to be able to talk too much because there's a lot of people there. So it's 10, I think it's almost 10 o'clock at night there right now, so it's dark and there's a lot of people, but he's actually live at the grotto right now, so this is a incredible experience and for everybody that's watching. But he's okay. Can you move the camera around a little bit? So I have a couple of pictures. Hold on. I have a couple of pictures that he sent me that I can show you exactly where he is right now. And let me find them. This is the grotto right here. That's Our Lady. The statue of Our Lady. There's exactly what he's looking at. There's another one. Are you going down by the spring? Wow. If anybody's watching this right now, this is an incredible experience. I'm not even there. And I feel like I'm there. Wow, that's awesome. That's the spring, right? Yeah, I have a picture of that. So if you just joined us, we started a little bit earlier. John Benko is in Lourdes right now, and he's at the grotto, and he's walking. Wow. They were actually doing the rosary a little bit earlier. I think they still are. And they were singing in all different languages. It was absolutely beautiful.
Right. So we just walked inside the grotto. We just actually walked inside. You can actually touch the stone that where she appeared in the rock.
Yeah.
And you saw the actual spring. It's how do you put this in words?
I can't even imagine.
Okay, so let's start going through the pictures. And you have any questions?
Well, I posted a couple of them already while you were walking down there. So that is that behind glass?
Yes,
All of
to
it?
protect the well,
The statue?
that's where she dug. Remember where in the story where she dug in the dirt and the spring
Yeah.
broke forth?
Yeah.
That's where that happened. But they've got glass around it to protect it.
Oh, yeah. Well, that would make sense.
All right, let me
Uh,
walk down here and show you this while you're waiting to figure out which picture to pull up next.
well,
In fact,
I got the miraculous spring up here.
yeah. So we saw that. That's inside the grotto.
Mm-hmm.
That's inside the grotto. Now, what they did is they put these things in place here. And there's row after row after row of them, and you can just literally walk up to these things.
What are they? Lights?
Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. I thought these were the stations. These are not. Okay. I thought these were the. Got to go in the other direction. That where you can get the Lord's water, and you
Oh,
can
wow.
literally you can drink it. You can wash your face with it. Wash your hands with it. Now, let me tell you something that's really funny. When the church bought the property from the French government in order to build the basilicas and everything, they they put a stipulation in the contract that nobody could ever be charged for the water. The Lord's water has to be
Yeah.
free of charge. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what happens if you go online and try to get Lord's water? Can you get it for free?
Of course not. I'm sure people
Okay.
are
Well,
selling it.
yeah, yeah. Oh, but this is what's so funny is um, they're selling the bottle. That's how they get around it. They're not
Yeah,
charging you for the water, but they're charging you for the bottle.
for the bottle. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So the law didn't stipulate that. It didn't stipulate that you couldn't charge for the bottle. So I did get 4 bottles and filled them up with Lord's water. I'm sending one of them to you.
Awesome. And I
Yeah,
promise I won't sell it.
yeah. So this is
Highest
the river.
bidder.
I'm going over the bridge here. Okay, and as I'm going over the bridge, I want you to look. Uh, See this kind of. I don't know if you can see it, but right here, this bridge right here, uh, roughly represents the area where, if I remembering this correctly, roughly it represents the area where they crossed. Or no, wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. It's down at the other end. But they crossed the river, and you remember on that February day they were looking for firewood.
Yeah.
It was cold in their home. They were looking for firewood, and they didn't want Bernadette to cross the river because she was constantly sick, and they thought it would make things worse. But she did,
Mm-hmm.
and when she got to the other side, she sees a vision. Now, I'd like you to pull up. So you've already posted the picture. The white statue, as you mentioned, shows the exact spot where Our Lady appeared. There
I
is
have
a plaque.
I have the plaque here. This
Yes,
is the plaque.
so that was right next to us. It was maybe 10 feet to our right. It's in the floor, and that is the exact spot where Bernadette knelt when she saw the apparition of Our Lady. I mean, it just gives you chills
Yeah.
to, to, to be that close to it. Um, so, you know, I mean, it's a pretty unbelievable story. So in one of the later apparitions, Our Lady asked Bernadette to drink from the spring. So Bernadette naturally thought that she meant to drink from the river, which is what you see here. You see the river?
Yeah, I think you sent me a picture of it, right?
Yeah. So she naturally assumed that that's what Our Lady meant.
Yeah.
And Bernadette turned back to go back to the river, And and Our Lady said, "No, no, no, not the river, the spring. I want you to drink from the spring." And she was confused. She didn't know what she's talking. What spring? Okay. And Our Lady points to the ground, and Bernadette starts digging in the ground. Well, at this point, everyone thought that Bernadette had flipped her lid because she's digging holes in the dirt like a dog, and people started to leave. Okay, uh, until one person noticed, hey, there's water coming up from where she was digging the hole.
Mm-hmm.
So now remember, this is February. Okay, so there was an 18-month-old boy who the doctors had given no chance of surviving. In fact, he was not expected to make it through the night. And out of an act of desperation, the mother grabbed the child out of the crib and ran down to the grotto and plunged him in the water, immersed him in the water. And most people thought she was mad, couldn't figure out why she did that. Um, and screamed at her, what are you trying to kill the child? Well, she really didn't have any choice, Lisa. I mean, the child was going to die anyway, right?
Yeah.
And so when she laid the child back in the crib, there didn't appear to be any cure, any apparent cure. So she kneels down and just starts sobbing uncontrollably, understandably, until she hears a noise behind her. It startles her, and the noise was this 18-month-old baby boy had crawled out of the crib, climbed out of the crib, and walked up to her,
Wow.
completely cured. And if my memory serves me correct, that is the first miracle. And I went to a Eucharistic procession earlier today, and probably the most spectacular miracle of all was that of John Trainer. And people can look that up, and that was in a Eucharistic procession. So in the distance, you can see the old basilicas. Now, I sent you a picture of the two basilicas. Why don't you put those up?
I have one. I couldn't upload anything else. It was too many.
You got a
Uh,
picture of the basilica
I'm looking for it.
from
I
from
have
from
it.
from the distance. There it
Yeah.
is.
Who? There was a guy standing there.
Yeah, that's our guide. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you're not looking at a basilica, you're looking at two. Look very carefully. You see a smaller building in the front and a larger building
Oh,
with the
yeah.
towers are in the
Okay.
back. Okay. So the
Yeah.
first building, the one in the front, was the original basilica. Okay. And the Lourdes outgrew that basilica because of the sizes of the crowds. So they then built the one behind it. All right. Now, the one behind it has a big spiral ramp that goes all the way from one side, spans all the way from one side around to the other side. Maybe you can see it.
Yeah, I do. So it looks like a roller coaster or something.
Yeah. Well, that's what I just walked around a few minutes ago in order to get down here to the grotto
Did you really?
because it was the only way I could get through the crowd. I had to walk
Yeah.
over the crowd because I couldn't get through them because you can still see in the distance. Look how many people there are.
I know. I
And
saw
you
you
can,
walking there, but I didn't know it was
yeah,
that.
yeah. So that's where I walked. Now, eventually, Lourdes outgrew that second basilica. So they decided they needed to build a third basilica that was even bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you see it in the picture?
One, two. It looks like three. Yeah.
No, it was a trick question.
Is there three there?
No, it was a trick question because they built the third basilica and it's one of the largest basilicas on earth and it seats 20,000 people and they built it completely underground. You can't see it from the ground. It's completely underground. 20,000 seat basilica. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
You saw it? You went there?
Oh yeah, I went to the Eucharistic procession there earlier
Oh
today.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Wow,
I
that's
think I,
awesome.
yeah, I think I may have sent you a picture. Um,
Hmm.
so in through all of this, we went to through this tour. We went to Bernadette's house. We went to the Foley Mill where they worked. They were a poor family, Lisa. I mean, let's just face it. They were destitute, and and yet they never attempted to make any money off of the apparitions. Now, this is where it gets really. This is just like a really sad irony here. The hotel that we're staying in is the Hotel Modern Subaru. Okay,
Hmm.
so you and I'm sitting across the river now, with the in dead in front of the grottos. I don't know if you can see it in the distance.
Yeah.
So the Hotel Modern Subaru, you obviously would think would be named after Bernadette Subaru, right?
Yeah.
Not so. That Subaru family has absolutely nothing to do with Bernadette or her family. They made no money off of this. But Subaru is a fairly common name in this area.
Yeah.
And our local tour director, oh, hold on, the procession's coming right by me. Let me,
Can
let
can
me
ev- can everybody hear it? Are they still singing or no? Oh, there it goes. Can't talk.
okay, I'm going to walk over to the other side. You did notice, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a number of wheelchairs in the procession.
Yeah.
There's always people, and cures have not
Yep.
stopped happening at Lourdes.
Hmm.
The 72nd miracle was just officially approved recently in the last few months, and it was a cure that occurred in the 1960s, I believe. So um, the idea that no miracles happen at Lourdes anymore is, hogwash. but
Oh, I believe it.
it,
I believe it still does. Is there any way you could get back to the grotto for people that didn't see it before? Because there's a bunch of people on here now watching. Or is it
um,
too far?
yeah, no, it's not a situation of it being too far. It's a situation of can I get through the people.
Oh, all right.
It's no, it's not far at all. In fact, it's right in front of me, but across the river. I could swim across the river. I don't
Hi,
think I'm going to do
William.
that.
Hi, William. Hi, Rose. Hi, Andrew. I'm
All
glad
right,
you guys could join us.
bear with me, folks. I'm going to try to walk back over to the grotto, but understand I might have to get real quiet.
Okay. I'm making John do a lot of walking. So I'm able to talk because he has a headset on, so nobody's going to hear me talking. So everybody that just joined me right now, John is in Lourdes, France right now, and I had some pictures up here that we were discussing. He was at the grotto earlier, but I asked him to walk back there again for the people that just joined that would like to experience this live because I've been posting pictures. It's very dark there. It's after 10 o'clock there, so it's very dark where he is, and he's been doing a lot of walking. But I know the Blessed Mother is with him, and she's giving him strength to be able to do this. And we talked about the basilicas that I originally had up there, which is right here. He was talking about the two basilicas and the miraculous spring, which he is going back to in the grotto. These are the
I
pictures that
I
he's.
I think I think I can get us back to the grotto, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get back into the grotto to see the spring. There's just too
Oh,
many
okay.
people.
All right. Well, I'm posting pictures of it for the people that just joined us.
Okay.
These are pictures of the spring that John sent me. He might not be
So
able to get to the spring.
so Lisa, you and I were on before you went live. Describe to whoever is in the audience how many people you saw.
Oh, I the thousands. And you know what was beautiful is that everybody that was singing in different languages, that was beautiful. The way they were singing Ave and all the songs for the Blessed Mother, and it was
Yeah.
just absolutely beautiful.
I'll bet there's 100,000 people here at least. At least.
My friend Kim, who's a Carmelite, she wants to know if there's any way you could show the candle stand that people can place candles in the grotto.
Uh,
Do you know where
yes.
that is?
I'm walking. I'm working my way down there.
Okay.
Like I said, it's difficult. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, I can't see the people because it's so dark, but I can see the
Yeah.
lights though. The
Well.
lights can be seen. But just
So
hold on, everybody. He's
all right.
getting
So
there.
just try to imagine. Let's put this in perspective. I would say about one out of every five people is carrying a candle. Okay. So
Hmm.
look at how many candles you've seen and multiply that by five, and that's about how many people we have.
That's amazing.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to be quiet now.
Okay. All right. He's not going to be able to talk, but he's going back into the grotto now. So for those of you who just joined us, um, just just if you could put this up on a big screen or you can just watch this, he's going into the grotto of where Mary was, where she appeared. He was back there before. He sent me pictures of the spring, but he's not going to be able to get to the spring. But I've been putting pictures up on the screen to show you what it looks like. So hopefully whoever's watching this maybe can get some blessings through the screen, through the internet.
All right. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'd like to finish the story that I started because I think it's an important story. So again, I told you the hotel that we have is called Hotel Modern Subaru. It's a very nice hotel. Um, it's very nice, but it retains that old classic French culture, uh, personality. Okay, but it's the Subaru family that owns that hotel has no relation to Bernadette. The name is the same, the spelling is the same, but they're not related. Okay,
Okay.
uh, but you wouldn't know that if I didn't tell you, right?
Probably not.
Okay, well, think about this. If you had the same name as the most famous person in the country of France, and you had an opportunity to maybe you know, turn that into a profit, you might be tempted to do so, right?
Yeah.
And so there's all kinds of shops, hotels, what have you, owned by Subaru, and I sent you some of them, but they're not her family. And so, and the really bad part of it is that was one of the things that was used by skeptics to impugn the integrity of the apparitions by saying, well, obviously money was the motivation. See, her name's everywhere. Her family made millions off of this. They didn't.
Wow. Well, they're
Okay.
honest people, I guess.
Yeah. Well, let me give you an idea how extreme it is. Um, Bernadette's little brother came up to her and he had a little coin in his hand. And Bernadette said, "Where did you get that coin?" And the little boy said, uh, "Some nice people gave it to me for showing them where the grotto is. Okay. And Bernadette promptly marched that little man back to the grotto to give
Mhm.
those people back their money. It was just a coin. And she was that determined that the family was not going to make. And Lisa, there's a family that needed money. It was them. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh, post the pic. Can you post the picture of the room that that?
I can't add any more. It won't let me.
Oh,
I have too
well,
many.
I think they had 6 kids total.
Yeah.
I think. Okay.
Mhm.
So imagine 8 people living in a single room. That's that's what life was for them. So, um, and it the whole this story repeats itself over and over again, because when Bernadette was dying in Nevers, in Nevers, where I'm
Mhm.
also going to be going, the they hadn't realized how severe her medical condition was because she kept it to herself, and you know the doctors were stunned and amazed to find out that she never complained. And they said, well, how is this she never complained? They said, well, she never complained. They said, you don't understand this condition she had in her leg. The pain would be beyond anything that can be described. And she suffered in silence. So when they found out her condition, they attempted to persuade her to go back to Lourdes to seek a cure. She said, oh,
Mhm.
and their logic was, who of all people, you of all people deserve, to take advantage of an opportunity at Lourdes. And she said, no, Lourdes is not for me. The cure is not for me. She refused to go, and
Wow.
she died. And she died a horrible, painful, agonizing death in Navarre. Um, One of the most courageous saints that I've ever experienced. So,
Hey, you
all
sent
right,
me a video clip. Do you want me to play this?
yeah,
Uh,
go ahead if you can.
I uploaded. This is. I think they were doing the rosary, right? All right. Let's be quiet for a minute because you have this live, so I'm gonna play so they can hear the people singing. All right.
Okay.
It's 37 seconds.
That
That
was
was
the
the
entrance into
procession.
mass.
That's what it
Into
looked
ma-
like.
yeah, that was the entrance into mass. We celebrated mass at the grotto. I mean, what?
That's awesome.
How do you put, Lisa? How do you put into words what I'm experiencing here? When I came out of the grotto, I don't know if you saw when I showed on the camera. I was standing right below the statue where Mary appeared. Um, and I don't know if you can really tell kind of the distance, but when I saw from a distance someone standing underneath of it, and then I estimated how many more times they would have to stand on top of their own self to reach the statue. It appeared to be about 18 feet off off the off the
Wow.
ground. Okay, so that means if you're a 6 foot tall person, all right, my head was 12 feet from where Our Lady's feet were. Um, I don't know how you even I don't know how you even put that into words.
Where are
So
you
the
right
two
now?
okay, so I went back across the river, and I'm directly across from the grotto, across the river,
All right.
because it's a nice quiet spot.
Yeah, we can't
The
see
two
anything.
Yeah, the two buildings that I haven't gone into yet are the two old um, the two old basilicas. I've been in the new one, but I haven't been in the two old ones. So tomorrow I'm planning on going in those, and I'll post some pictures or videos or what have you from there. But just it's just amazing. We learned a lot about her family, about her faith, where they lived, how they struggled. Um, and the our tour guide was somebody who was uh, from Lourdes. Okay,
Hmm.
she grew up here in Lourdes, and it's just it's an unbelievable place. And you go to the town, and it's like this. Well, there's kiosk everywhere, a thousand kiosks. Okay, if you want to buy a rosary, you can go to 50 different places to buy a rosary.
Of
Okay,
course.
if you want to buy a bottle of ibuprofen, you're out of luck. Okay, that's I don't know why it is,
Because
but
they want you to get the miracle there, I guess. They
they
want you to
they
go
don't
and get a miracle.
they don't have any grocery stores here. They don't have any kind of drug stores here or
Wow.
anything. But it's kiosk after kiosk and restaurant after restaurant.
So how
But
big
the
is the
people,
town of Lourdes? How big is Lourdes?
I don't know how big it is in terms of square miles or square feet. But I will say this: it's much bigger than Fatima, much bigger. And you
Yeah, it
saw how
looks like
massive
it.
you
Yeah,
saw how massive Fatima is. Okay,
yeah,
uh, Lourdes is much bigger, but the people here are very very sweet, very down to earth. Um, very very nice people. And our hotel is within walking distance of everything. And the only time that I have any difficulty, I'm going to walk back to show you where the baths are. In fact, I'll actually do a demonstration. Wash my
um,
face and hands right in front of you.
when you're done with this, real quick, do you want to talk a little bit about Saint Teresa? That way, the Carmelites that are on here can hear about her.
Saint Teresa of Avila.
Yeah, I have the pictures
Yeah,
that you sent me.
yeah. So uh, after we left, so when we left Fatima, we went to Salamanca, and Salamanca was basically it was probably the one part of this trip that was really just a sightseeing tour. They have magnificent churches and cathedrals and everything, but it's not really associated with any particular saint or any miracles or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, the fact is, my back was killing me the whole time I was at Salamanca. I could have had to stop walking
Mm-hmm.
for some reason. I twisted my back somehow. But then we went to three cities in a row. We went to Alba de Tormes, we went to Avila, and then we went to Burgos. And Burgos was just a place to spend the night. They have a magnificent cathedral there, but we never got a chance to go see it. But Alba de Tormes is where Saint Teresa of Avila died,
Yeah.
and we celebrated Mass literally where she passed away. All right, let me walk around here. I think I'm bothering some folks. And I sent you a picture of the exact room that she died in.
Uh, I don't know where it is. I
It
have
looks
the
like she,
relic. I have the relics that you sent me of her heart and her
yeah,
hands.
yeah. And I sent a picture of the room that she died in, and your rosary was touched to that room. And we celebrated Mass in that monastery. It was one of the monasteries that she founded. Uh, and
So
then we went to,
I'm showing the relics right now.
okay, yes, that's her
So
heart.
that's her heart, and this is her arms, right?
Yep.
I don't have the picture. I have the one of the Basilica St. Ignatius that you sent me.
Yeah.
That's
So
in.
when we went, Avila is where she was born, and I also sent you a picture of the exact place where she was born. And one of your friends had requested a an Avila artifact, and I got her a medal from the place in Avila, and then from there we went on to Burgos
Cool.
and
Cool.
spent the night there, and then from Burgos the next day we went to Loyola. That was a couple hours, and then it was probably 3 or 4 hours from Burgos to Lourdes. Now I do want to. I'm going to get a little political here, and I know that shocks you, right? That I would ever get political.
Not too much now.
Um, so when I flew here, when I flew to Portugal, okay, it was a 7 hour flight, and I slept maybe a half an hour out of that 7 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I had to stand in line for more than 3 hours in the Portugal airport to be checked in. I was so tired you could have poured me under a door after that. Um, but we went into Spain without even being stopped, without even being questioned. And we went into France without even being stopped or being questioned. Nobody stamped my passport. Nobody even looked at my passport or asked for it. And Europe, if you're listening, this is why you have a terrorism problem, because you don't care about your borders. So I'm just, like I said, I got a little political there, but um, I felt like it was something I needed to say because it's the truth. If you're
Mm-hmm.
not watching who's coming over your borders, how you keep your country safe?
True.
Okay, so now I'm trying to go over this bridge and work my way back. See if I can manage to do this without getting lost.
I have no idea. I can't see anything. It's pitch black. I have no idea
Okay,
where you are.
so this is the actual bridge. Uh, I made a mistake earlier. This is the actual bridge near where the channel gets shallow enough where they could cross. But the actual channel where they were able to cross is no more. So the town has changed its configurement, quite a bit since 1854.
You're
Okay,
on the bridge right now? Oh, I see it. Too bad you didn't have a flashlight with you or something.
yeah. So all I did was just come out on the front side. I'm back. I'm basically back where I started before I went up the. When I came down that ramp, went around the basilica.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get a big close up of the ramp. You see it right in front of me.
Yeah, I see
It's
it.
a big it's a big walk ramp. So you see
Mm-hmm.
that basilica in the background?
Yeah.
This ramp goes all the way up, wraps around the front of that basilica all the way down, and comes out way down there on
Wow.
the other side. Yeah, that's what I walked a few minutes ago. You're a slave driver, Lisa. Okay.
Hey, you wanted
Now,
to do it. You
I'm
played
just
with me.
kidding with you.
I know.
All right, now let me get my directions straight here.
I want you to turn around and walk back the bridge. Now go back to the grotto.
Okay. All right. But
I'm
but up the
kidding.
ramp, first, right?
Yeah. Run. I want you to run up the ramp.
uh, well, I can tell you for sure that's not happening. Okay. So if I've got my directions correct, Bear with me a second. I seem to have got myself turned around. I'm just trying to take you back to where the fountains are. I guess
I
they're
like
down this way.
the way they have everything lit up. It's so nice there.
Yeah. What time is it?
10:32 over there.
Okay. That's the information center.
There's nobody left there? Did everybody leave?
I told you after the procession they would start filing out.
Well, you better be careful there by yourself.
No, I'm not by myself. It's just not as many as there were before.
Where are you looking for?
Excuse me. Do you know where the fountains are? You know where you get the Lord's water, the spigots for the water.
Spigot
Yeah, for water.
for water.
Yes, for the Lord's water.
Ah, l'eau bénie,
What?
water bénie,
Yeah.
fontaine.
Yes.
Yes, it's here.
Okay.
Okay,
She's showing me.
okay, look it.
Okay.
This, this, and near,
Okay.
after église.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So this nice little French lady's helping me out here.
Yeah, well, I wish I didn't fail French in school. I would have known what to say.
Yeah. Just so I mean, you literally can just walk right up to these spigots and wash your hands, wash your face, fill up your. Now I see people that think they've outsmarted the system, and they've got these great big gallon jugs that they're filling up with water. Okay, and they think
Yeah.
they've outsmarted the system. You know what the problem with that is? Do you know
What?
how much a gallon of water weighs?
I know.
Okay, um, they're going to get in trouble with baggage check. Okay, I mean, so I've got 4 bottles of Lord's water, and you're
Actually, you
getting one
don't
of
even
them.
need that much. You just need like a little container. That's all you need. You know, unless you want to take a shower with it or something. I don't think you need that much of it.
Well, believe it or not, Bernadette said all you need is a drop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what Kim just said. She said, "You know how many graces are in a drop of water, of that water?"
yeah. Um, you know, it had the number of miracles gone down at Lourdes, yes. Okay, but the number of miracles have gone down at Lourdes not because of a reduction in the efficacy of the water. The number of miracles have gone down at Lourdes because of the drop in faith.
That's true.
You know, um,
Yep.
and in this world that we're in right now, boy, we need places like Lourdes and Fatima. We really do.
Well, you never know how many more places she plans on visiting.
Okay, here we go.
Are the baths open?
No, those are sealed off now. So now this is what they allow people to do.
Okay.
So can you see it? I literally just walk up and see
Yep.
and splash it on my face, wash my hands. This is the miraculous water.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. And there's a lot of those. So do you have any other questions? Anything else that I've forgotten? I will say this one thing about this trip. It's been exhilarating, but it's also been exhausting.
Oh, I can't
It's
even
it's
imagine.
it's literally been almost every day has been like 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. And so my brain is a little bit fried right now. So if I forgot anything, okay. So right now we're at the base of the basilica, and you can see the ramp that goes all the way around. That's what that's what my slave driver friend Lisa had me walking a minute ago. No, it's good. And you have any other questions on any of the pictures or any other places that I've been? Or you want me to
Yeah.
just do a quick review of everything that I've seen so far?
What about the Basilica of Saint Ignatius of Saint? I have it up
Yeah,
here right now. Of
yeah,
Lawyer.
yeah. So one of the things that struck me about that is when we left Burgos, Spain, to go to Loyola, Spain. Once we got to Loyola, it just seemed very different. Um, just like parts of the United States can seem very different,
Yeah.
and in all of Spain and really in almost all of Portugal as well, you saw these yellow like yellow fields, um, like uh, uh, little sycamore trees and little holm oak trees, and
Yeah.
then very different in Loyola. The fields and the pastures were really rich green, and the mountains, there were really high mountains, and the architecture was completely different. In Avila and Albe de Tormes and Burgos, they all use this golden sandstone on the outside, okay, with these adobe roofs, and on the inside everything is gold. And I mean gold. They love their gold in Avila and Alve de Tormes. All the trim work is gold. All the paneling is gold. Not so in Loyola. It's very, very more, classic medieval Catholic church block and white ceiling and beams and hardwood floors. It's just a very different look. And even the music, um, Loyola seemed more like France than Spain, even though it was even the music they were playing when we went on the tour in the Basilica of Loyola. The music they were playing sounded like, okay, we're in France, but we weren't. So in the Basilica, it is where Saint Ignatius had his magnificent conversion. And I don't know if you know the story of Saint Ignatius. He was a very proud man, a warrior, a soldier,
Yeah.
and he was nearly fatally injured in battle, and it caused him to re-examine his soul, re-examine his life, and he had a miraculous conversion and gave his life to God and became one of our great saints.
Yeah.
One of the doctors of the church wrote the spiritual exercises, and the chapel where we celebrated mass was literally the room that was adjacent to the room that he had his conversion in. So there were two adjacent rooms in the same house. And then after we celebrated mass and toured and I sent you lots of pictures of the mountainside and everything like that. It's just gorgeous. We passed through the holy doors. There were holy doors in that basilica. Anybody know what that means?
The Holy Doors.
Yeah, this is a jubilee year. 2025 is a jubilee year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as
Right.
long as you meet the normal conditions when you pass through the holy doors of a designated church or basilica, you receive a plenary indulgence.
Well, that's
Okay.
cool.
Yeah. And that's been the big thing is it's been indulgence after indulgence after indulgence in in this trip. Um, it's really been astounding. And that the first, I would say probably the first day was probably the hardest because, like I said, I spent the entire night just about on an airplane, got about half an hour sleep, then 3.5 hours in an airport, you know, and then couldn't find our tour guide and had to make an emergency call into him. And the
Wow.
driver came back and picked us up and took us to the hotel. So now I get to the hotel and I'm like, wow, I've had a long day. I'm ready to collapse. Oh, no, no, no. We're going to do a 3 hour tour of Lisbon. So, yeah, we did a 3 hour, we did a, well, I don't know if it was 3 hours, but it seemed like it, tour of Lisbon. Um, and we went to mass at St. Anthony of Padua, uh, where he was born. So, and the first night I went to mass at St. Anthony of Padua Church where he was born. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The second night I went to mass at a church in Santa Rem, where one of the most famous Eucharistic miracles in the history of the Catholic Church took place, and I actually saw this Eucharistic miracle. And they have a picture there. You know who the recently canonized saint was who studied Eucharistic miracles?
Mm-hmm.
One Carlo Acutis.
Well,
They have
yeah.
a pic. They have a picture in the church of him there visiting while he was still alive, visiting that church, and having his picture taken there. Well, lo and behold, I had my picture taken in the exact same spot. And the first day that we then from there we went to Al, Al, Illust, I'm trying to pronounce this down right. Illustrial, where's the town where the three Fatima visionaries grew up, went into their homes, and your rosaries were touched to their homes. And the most famous picture, anybody can look this picture up of Jacinta, Francisco, and
Mm-hmm.
Lucia, and you see a picture of the three of them in front of a wall. Well, lo and behold, that wall was the house of Francisco and Jacinta, and I had my picture taken in front of the exact same wall.
Yeah, and I
So that
posted
was
that the other day.
so then my ultimate highlight, I went to Fatima and got to participate in the procession of carrying Our Lady into that vast multitude of people, that vast sea of people. So then went to mass at the chapel in the basilica at Fatima. Okay? I mean, it's just, and then the cathedral at Salamanca the next day, then Albe de Tormes the next day at the site where Saint Teresa of Avila died. It's just been one spectacular attraction after another. I can't even put into words, but I have one more day in this magnificent place, and I plan to go into both of the older uh, basilicas. And boy, I'd like to make one more rosary uh, uh, procession, one more procession. But then Wednesday morning, um, our group has 25 people in it, and five of us are leaving this group. They're handing us off to another. That's the way they kind of do. There's different levels of these packages, Lisa. So you can get the 12-day package or the 14-day package or the 10-day package. Well, I got the 17-day package. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they group you together with different groups. So you do this part of your tour with this group, and this part of your tour with this group. And the reason that why I got the 17-day package wasn't because I was trying to be, you know, uh, try and spend as much money as I can and be ostentatious. But I really wanted to go to Nevers to see Saint Bernadette, and that was the only way that I could. It was to get that particular package. So that's one of the things that's coming up,
Yeah.
and maybe we're going to be able to do. do some future shows. We'll have to discuss that. But I've got about nine more days of this. Lots of places to go, and
Well,
it all.
we'll get together and we'll discuss it because I have a couple of free days this week. I can't do anything on the weekends because I have my big show coming up on Sunday. But we might be able to do this on another day. So I'll talk to you, and if there's a day when I'm free, when I can do maybe about an hour, I'll let everybody know. So everybody out there that's watching, if you see me post like an extra podcast where John wants to go live again from another area, I'll post it all over so you guys are aware of it and you can watch it.
Okay. You have any other questions about Lourdes or any of the other locations?
I don't think so. Uh, I think it's coming up on an hour, so I don't think anybody's asking anything else. But
Yeah. What?
you want to say anything else before we go? Before we
Uh,
close?
it's just this is just so much fun. Oh, by the way, I bought some rosaries. I bought 3 rosaries at Fatima. And at Lourdes, I bought 2 more. I bought two 20 decade rosaries. Do you know how long I've been trying to find 20 decade rosaries? And I found them here in Lourdes. So, um, for the adventurous type, a 20 decade rosary is when you want to sit down and say the entire rosary.
Yeah,
Okay. And a lot of people don't want to do that. They want to stick with their little 5 decade. And listen, you can say a 5 decade rosary in adoration and still get a plenary indulgence. But if you really feel adventurous, sit down and say the 20 decade rosary. That's all 4 sets of mysteries. So as soon as you finish the joyful mysteries, you start with the sorrowful, and then you go
yeah,
to the glorious, and then you go to the luminous. And it doesn't take as long as you might think. It's about an hour. It takes about an hour to say all 20 decades. But I figure if I show up at adoration with a 20 decade rosary, it's probably more likely that I'm going to go ahead and say all 20 decades
yeah.
rather than just, I finished 5, I'll quit now. You know, sometimes we got to give ourselves a little kick in the butt, to keep ourselves
Mhm.
motivated.
Yeah.
All right, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I hope you got to see everything clearly. Um,
Well, everybody that just joined us, we started like 10 minutes earlier. So go back and watch this from the beginning. John was already in the grotto and at the springs at the beginning. So
and
you're
and
going
the
to have
reason we had to do the reason we had to do that, folks, is because just as we were about to go on air, people started pouring into the grotto. I mean, the line was filling up quick, and if we
yeah.
didn't go live then it was going to be a 20-minute wait for me to get inside the grotto. And
Yes,
I
that's all
know
right. Everybody
nobody.
can just go back and watch it. And this everybody that's watching this on Facebook and YouTube, you can go back and watch it again, and you could share it if you'd like. Um, so just stay tuned. We might do another show, possibly if I have the time. We'll discuss that, and I'll let everybody know if we decide to do that. But this was
Yeah,
a
we might
great.
we might do one at Rudabach if we can, the
Okay, yeah,
miraculous medal. That
yeah,
would
that
be.
would be great.
I'm going to 5. I'm going to a total of 5 miraculous Marian sites.
Wow.
Four of them associated with miracles. Now, Rockamador, I mean, 4 of them associated with apparitions. Rockamador is associated with miracles. There's supposedly a miraculous image there, but no apparitions associated with the Rockamador. But the 4 sites that I'm going to that are associated with apparitions, Fatima I've been to, Lourdes I'm at now, miraculous medal. And then when I get back to the States, I'm driving out to Wisconsin to go to Our Lady of Champion. So that's gonna be. This is just a trip of a lifetime, and considering what it costs, it probably will be a lifetime before I can ever make another trip like this. I
Yeah,
don't
well,
even. I
it's a
would tell you
blessing.
how much this trip. I would tell you how much this trip costs total, but it's. I don't even want to say the number. Okay, it scares me to even say the number.
Yeah, but you
It's like,
deserve it. You worked very hard to get there. and I know
Well,
that you are filled with blessings at every place you're going there. So, and I'm glad that we did this so everybody else can share in those. And
and we're seeking and we're seeking miracles. I'm being honest about that.
Mhm.
I am, you are. We need, we need miracles in
Yes,
our
we do.
lives, and we need those graces to be able to keep going.
Yep.
And I just wanted to say one thing. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but anybody who's listening, please put this in your prayer chain. The day before I left on this pilgrimage, I met with my mother, and she told me that my daughter Megan has reached out to my brother, and she wants to make contact with him. It's a
Wow.
possibility. It's a possible opening, and if everyone could really put that up the flagpole in your prayer chain, please.
Definitely.
All right. God bless you, Lisa. Have a good night.
All right, John. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. God bless.
Be safe over there. God
Thank you.
bless you.